TaShon of the Mailroom. Happy Saturday! Happy Saturday, y'all. I need some energy. It's been a long week. I done taught a full week. I have not taught a full week since I left.
What?
Yeah, and I'm tired.
I
did. Last night I overdosed. That's the reason why we couldn't do the TMR after dark. I do apologize to our fans, but I couldn't even make it. I was like,
did you have to cast them demons out?
I'm like, woo. I was, yeah. I popped them gummies last night like they were just regular gummy bears.
Did it remind you of the days of old?
I mean, it was just, and it was a full week, so the kids were off the chain. The fights, I break up some fights, and I was like, listen, that ain't my calling no more. Y'all can fight, juice it out. I don't care. And they were fighting. It was some former students from pre-K, and them jokers, they big now. And I was like, go ahead and fight. I'm sure. If y'all want to do that, do it.
So you turned into the ring announcer?
Yep.
Hey.
I am not breaking them with big boys, so I'm just like.
And people don't believe how big these kids are coming out now.
So I was like, bump it, y'all can sit there. So it's been a full week, and then of course, it just been a full week with the full moon. People don't understand the full moon. It does something to you, and it did something to the kids. So. I'm like, I was tired last night. I'm still listening.
The kids were doing the same thing down here. We was talking to a couple of the teachers, and they were saying the same thing. For some reason, classes were off the chain.
Yeah, I always my old principal told me that a long time ago. It's like the first of the month and full moon, watch the behaviors of the children, and sure enough, and so I'm beat. So last night I came home. I was like, melatonin, gummy bears, pop, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I was knocked out. No, I did about 3. Yeah, because, you had them vivid dreams with my melatonin.
Okay. What happened? Was it really a dream?
Yeah, it was a dream because I don't know what this big marshmallow man was doing. I don't know what it was.
What? Were you in Ghostbusters?
Probably so, because I'm like, that's the only thing I can think of, marshmallow. But the melatonin, even though it's natural, the other one I would use, I don't know, is some root. That one gives you vivid dreams as well. It knocks you out, but you're going to have some dreams for it. But the melatonin really gives you dreams. So.
I don't know now.
She's doing that marshmallow.
Shoot.
She's doing that marshmallow.
Yeah, I was on dream. It was a cloud. I was dreaming, asleep.
We gotta tell Chef to drop a couple melatonin in her drink.
And go to work.
And go to sleep.
And go to work. Like,
that's all that's gonna happen is go to sleep. I was knocked out. Like, I don't even know what happened.
She had a vivid dream of the marshmallow man.
Man, I really did. So listen, it's a full weekend. It's Super Bowl weekend. I don't know I do know who's playing. It's Philadelphia Eagles and Kansas City Chiefs.
You got it right.
2 black quarterbacks, right?
First time 2 black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl.
Okay. So
the Pro Bowl.
I got that right. I do know Rihanna's performance. So the song list is dedicated to artists from Philadelphia. So I couldn't find none from Kansas City. I'm sorry, y'all. Well, Janelle Monáe, she's from Kansas City, but so that's the song list. So, that's just the teacher in me. I was just trying to get something.
She probably wrote a syllabus on each one.
I didn't. I'm so behind this week. What'd you say?
You couldn't do that last night.
I couldn't do the syllabus, but I got it to Nelson on time. I got it to y'all on time on Thursday. Did I give it to y'all Wednesday or Thursday? I think it was last night. No, it wasn't. I got it to you on Thursday. Now.
That's all she can do is press send.
That's it. I was just like.
You sent it last night, yesterday.
Man,
this morning, last morning. You know you done messed up, don't you?
It's just been draining, so good thing I ironed my clothes up for the week, right? So I don't have to worry about it.
She ironed her clothes.
Yeah, I ironed my clothes. Yeah. Really? Y'all don't iron? I still No, now some days it depends, but I iron up my clothes for the week. Really? No, that I've been doing it since I was 8-9 years old. I iron up for the week. Yeah.
My wife said, I don't iron. We got iron. We got iron. We got one. But when you say we don't iron, whew, it was like,
you can tell it's at the number of time that thing got hot.
Let's see. Now there are some days like I have my dresses that don't need ironing, so they're definitely hanging up. But yeah, I'll prepare my clothes for the week. So y'all don't do that.
The new iron is go open the dryer and put it on.
And pull it out and shake it.
It has an iron move.
Yeah, because even like when I got with Chef, you know, I would iron up his chef jackets and whatnot. So, and I would iron those up for the week. Yeah, I mean, it's just habit. And so he'll put his in the dryer and pull it out too. But I'm like, it's a wrinkle. No, can't do wrinkles.
She can iron his chef coat.
Yeah, I iron that chef coat. Gotta have it nice. Can't. Now, don't get me wrong. I can't. No, that's just habit. That is habit. No, but I do try to be sweet with that. I don't like to see people in wrinkled clothes like that. It cringes me. I can't stand it. I can't.
Is it a pet peeve?
It is one of my pet peeves. Wrinkles.
Hey, take that shirt off. If I was Chef, I'd come in there with a shirt straight out the spin cycle and be like, all right, take it off.
So this is habit for you, and you trying to get your mini mood back. You know, all you have to do is think about it being wrinkled. You need to iron it out.
Just pull a shirt straight out the tongue and just walk in there with it on. Hey.
Nope.
I'm pretty sure.
Nope. Go iron it. We have 3 irons. We have 3 irons, so it's like.
Well, hold up. Why do you need 3 irons?
Because just in case one goes out, you got a backup. Yeah, you got a backup. And if that, I came with the iron, he came with the iron. So then we bought one together. So he got his, I got mine, and we got one together. When we got married. Yeah. I can't stand the wrinkle
They
thing.
have the community iron.
There you go. And I had one at school. Well, I had one for my classroom. I had the iron in the
traditional wife out there lacking because y'all took all the iron.
She don't know what to do. They are iron specialists.
See, listen, we got a good show today on 101 TKO Radio, the Mail Room. We're talking about the power of relationships, Black love. It is, you know, Black History Month and Black love and all of that. So we're going to talk about those things today. Who gets the brow this week? Oh, I do have a double brow. One brow goes to my former kindergarten. She called me out.
What?
Yeah, she said, Miss Green, you don't have your nails on. I said, I know.
Oh, wow.
I said, I know. I don't have any money right now. She said, you didn't get paid? I said, no, I didn't get paid. And she looked at me like, oh, that's a big problem. She made me feel this.
How old is she?
She's 6. She was my prissy baby last year. So we would always do our nails together, right? We'll, you know, they'll know my nail appointment and we'll talk about the colors and design. So that was one activity that me and my girls would do. And so every week they'll come in their different nail colors or whatever. So she saw me the other day. She looked, and then she said, you don't have your lip gloss on? I said, no. She said, oh. Yeah, that's all she had to say.
Did she look at you like?
She looked at me.
Yes,
she did. It was a hole in my spirit. I was like, and she looked at me like, oh, you got a big problem. And I said, don't worry, I'm going to get my hair and my nails done next week. And she just walked away like.
Hold on, wait.
Yeah.
Power off.
Yeah, I don't have lashes on today. I told you I'm sleeping. I couldn't even when I tell y'all I am struggling this morning. Then it's cold. And I know you never see me. Yeah, well, I have not had them on, but yeah, this is natural look. Well, no, shower, Wash the face.
Hey,
I still do. Oh yeah, we gotta make that clear.
They call that roll out.
We got no. It ain't roll out. It's just not glam. It's a difference between rolling out. Rolling out, you just literally rolling out and you ain't did nothing. I'm just not glam today. I ain't glam. I am all natural. This is full-time entrepreneurship. Look, this is what you get. This is what you get today. So, but hey, God is still good. So she gets my brow. My baby get the brow. I can't even be mad at it. I know, right? So listen, after this song break, we're gonna come back. We're gonna chop it up. We're gonna get into this love, black love. What is black love and why is it is there power in relationships? We're gonna talk about that. So and make sure y'all call in and let's chime in because you know that's the new I won't say buzzword, but are we what is black love and is there power in relationships and so forth. So hey, it could be. So stay tuned, stay connected to 101 TKO Radio and the mailroom. We'll be right back. What 50 which Super Bowl is this? 50 what? Or 57? Oh, okay, 57 years. Okay, well congratulations, Rihanna. I like Rihanna. on her was like a comeback because she hadn't been performing. I hope she don't sing that song. I like it, but I started crying on it. So I was like, good Lord, Rihanna, I don't like that. Come on, I need something else. But congratulations to all of them and the two teams, Philadelphia Eagles and Kansas City. And you said there's 2 black quarterbacks, right?
Correct.
Okay, well that's good.
The Bravo.
The who?
The Bravo. They call it the Brother Bowl.
Oh, that's
Bravo.
who made that? Black folks made that up.
Oh, they automatically hit. I mean, it's the first time you had 2 black quarterbacks facing off against each other in the Super Bowl.
Really?
It's monumental. Remember, the black quarterback is not supposed to be a thing.
Actually going to be very common after a while to keep going where it's going.
Why you say that?
Because for me, just my opinion, it seems to be a little more black quarterback trying to come out of college.
Oh, okay. I got what you said. Oh, okay. So we're gonna see more of them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, do the teams have black coaches? Those 2 teams have black coaches. Okay, so they're not. Okay, so well.
Not today, ain't gonna be too many of them now.
Yeah, yeah. So who y'all going for? Which one of y'all going for? Who you going for, Tank?
Well, my dad loves
Philly?
Gotcha. He's a diehard Kansas City.
Gotcha.
Really? Who you going for?
Nobody.
Nelson. Nelson, who you rooting for?
Hold on. Something.
I put Nelson on the spot. Who you rooting for?
You know, I like both of them. Well,
Okay.
all right. So here's the thing. You know what I'm saying? If Mahomes win, it'll be the very first that a black quarterback won it twice.
Oh,
Right.
okay, got
Right.
you. Yeah.
But I do want Jalen Hurts to win because it'll be, you know, he will be the 4th black quarterback to win
Oh,
a
okay.
Super Bowl.
Okay.
So it's like either way,
You want
it's a win-win.
win. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So I'm kind of leaning towards Jalen Hurts just because I know how, you know, he been through, you know, through college.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? How
Yeah.
they benched him. Somebody else won.
Okay.
Even though I didn't want that team to win nowhere,
Yeah,
because you know
yeah.
they beat Georgia, but
Right.
I ain't gonna say who they played for. But I definitely want. I think I'm rooting for Jalen Hurts.
Okay, so that's Philadelphia, right?
Yes.
Okay. Chef said he's Philly over here. About to put that bet in. Yeah, you better win. Better win. I mean, like I said, since it's black quarterbacks, yeah, that's a win-win. But hey,
The coach will win. The coach.
the who? How much do they get paid if they win the Super Bowl? That's what I want to know.
They get incentives. Interceptions, touchdowns, $100,000 interception.
Oh, they get paid like that?
They get paid bonuses throughout in the Super Bowl for performance.
Really? So if they get a touchdown, they get money. Yeah, I never knew that.
It's a bonus just for winning.
Well, okay, so I know the team as a whole get
They get a bonus.
paid.
They get a bonus on top of their pay for winning the Super Bowl.
Oh, so they get paid.
They get bonuses throughout the year too, right?
Depending upon what's in their contract, but just for the Super Bowl itself, the game, they get incentives just for performing.
So they get paid, and then whatever they do, perform out throughout the game, they get bonuses. Shut the front door.
Super Bowl's a good deal.
Man,
Listen,
what
this
you
the
talking
last,
about?
This the last game of the year. They have nothing to save, nothing for.
So each, okay, you say interception, they get a bonus. Touchdown, they get a bonus. So that's why they be really working.
And it's a Super Bowl. Think about it. This is the last game of the year. I have nothing to. I want to leave out here a champ. I want to be in that parade. Everybody.
And they want to go to Disney World. They still go to Disney World at the end.
Wish upon a star.
Look at your son eyes, man. You ready to go shoot up?
Look at. Did you see what Chef wrote to me? I said, yes, girl.
Chef, that's how you got to get to.
I'm like, I didn't know that. I really didn't know that. No, I y'all know I'm a West Coast girl, so any of my teams but I am a Raiders girl from the jump. Raiders girl. I don't know the stats.
I love the Houdan.
I don't know. You don't love nothing because this is black and gold from God. They gave me for the mailroom.
You know.
You know what? Oh, now, Chef, I never said that. He talking about no wonder y'all would say you should have kept a football player. No, I didn't. I ain't never said I want. No, don't start no mess on here today.
Let her know, Chef, black love, baby. Hey, remember black?
No, I didn't. I dated ball
players,
but I wasn't. I didn't like get anybody with money that was in the NFL. But you know, if I had known that, if I found out, I was like, oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, you the chick that found out like 5 years later? Oh, he went pro.
I'm like, oh, that's him.
She didn't.
Oh, okay. He's cute. Okay, he real cute. All right.
But you realized you used to date him, but you okay.
Like, oh, that was him. Oh, okay. Well, no.
Learn your sports.
But I am. He talking about I'm all over the place. No, I am for the umpteenth time, Chef. I am a West Coast girl. I am a Lakers girl for life. That from day one. There was never
Seattle Seahawks on the West Coast.
Yeah, but I was never like them. Raiders girl and Lakers, right? But we root for all of our West Coast teams. LA, California, 49ers and all of that.
Okay, that's not West Coast.
49ers
West Coast means all the way, West Coast.
What I mean, California, all our California teams. So if one California team is in the Super Bowl, guess what? We're gonna root for them.
Ain't none of them
none of them in the Super Bowl this year. But I'm just saying.
Not even the Raiders.
So, but that's okay. We diehard fans, so we diehard fans. What y'all think about LeBron breaking history?
I think that was listen. For all those Jordan fans out there, let it go. This dude is breaking history. You have to give him his props. You have to give him.
So y'all a LeBron fan or a Lakers fan?
Who?
Are y'all a LeBron fan or a Lakers fan?
A LeBron fan.
Oh, okay. So you jump ship?
No,
from,
I've never.
So you just go wherever he goes?
No, I'm a LeBron fan just in general because the guy. If you think about it, this dude goes to teams that have nothing.
Mm-hmm. So Lakers had something.
The Lakers, they've been trying to get rid of Russell Westbrook for 2 years. What else they had? Oh, street clothes who can't stay healthy on the basketball court. Remember, you're talking to a sports guy.
What? I am not a bandwagon. What are you talking about?
That's a bandwagon whenever you jump on from team to team.
I was about to say, you talking about I'm a band. No, I'm not a bandwagon. I've been a Lakers girl since birth.
Okay, but you just said you root for all the...
No. Okay, so let me go back and you can ask any California.
Lakers don't play football.
No. Listen to what I'm saying. Whatever team in California, we're gonna root for our teams in California. Basketball, that's not bandwagon.
Yes, it is.
I'm a Lakers girl, right?
So if the Raiders not in, if the San Francisco 49ers not in the Super Bowl, you're gonna root for the San Diego Chargers.
No. Well, if they're a California team, that's not a bandwagon.
Yes,
no, but I don't have San Diego gear or whatever. But what I'm saying is like, okay, that's a California team. Boom, California, we West Coast or whatever. That's what
let me explain to you. One team.
Right, my one team is the Raiders.
You don't root for anybody.
No, that. Yeah, go ahead.
Let me interrupt both of y'all. Do you like the speech that he said? And it goes back to the title of the show and the power in relationship and how
he talking about so confusing.
How he stated his wife was the MVP, pretty much.
Who said that? Oh, LeBron.
Yeah, he was on.
Yeah. You said, do I believe that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do, because Savannah has been there from start.
First of all, you know her name. That lets you know that you following that black couple.
Yeah.
Other black couples follow Savannah and we do. I'm not even we do. And what the one thing my wife would always say that would hurt her is if a scandal ever broke out about him.
Yeah.
And no matter how many times people try to put him in the blender, he's always, nope, that wasn't me, I wasn't there. I got video, I wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's a lot of power in that relation. I think that if you ask him, he'll say the reason why I'm still doing what I'm doing is because of my wife.
Yeah. And I love couples, Ice Cube and his wife, Ice T and even Ice T and Coco, whatever, but LL Cool J and his wife, Denzel and his wife. Like that's to me, that's Snoop, because they've been. This is the thing, and today's topic is Black love, and there power in Black love, and it's kind of fading out. The relationships are fading out, and people want instant relationships these days, right? And they don't want to. The first thing they say, well, I can't put up with this, that, and the other. And I get what women are saying. I get that. However, when you look at these wives, and people will say, oh, they stayed for the money, this, that, and other. No, they didn't. A lot of these women, Ice Cube and their his wife, and even Savannah, them, they were there before the money. Because they saw vision. You know what I'm saying? They saw vision in their mates. And that is a key component of building a healthy relationship. You're going to go through BS. You're going to go through life in a relationship. That's part of growing, because you're going to grow. But what these women saw were they saw vision. You know what I'm saying? Now, and then unfortunately, sometimes some marriages, because I was hurt with the couple who just got divorced.
DJ Mustard and his wife, the one who wanted the 80,000 a month.
I know about that couple. Who was that?
DJ Mustard. They had a prenup agreement that said that if they ever got divorced, and this is when they were broke, they made this agreement. You can get $30,000. You can stay in the house, keep the cars, nothing changes with the kids, they won't be uprooted at the house. You get $30,000 a month. She in turn said, no, I want $80,000 a month.
Ooh, 80,000. Does he bring in that type of money?
He does, but per the prenup, it says no. We agreed that you get $30,000 a month, and that does not include the house. But you're getting the house. Nothing. The kids don't uproot. Nothing changing their lives. The cars don't change. You see all of that. I'm not taking any of that. I'm gonna walk away, and I'm gonna give you $30,000 a month. But she wants 80. She wants $1 million a year.
Ooh. Like, it's a lifestyle. If you are accustomed to a lifestyle, then you got to keep that lifestyle up.
No, we don't.
Yes, you do.
The kids, not you.
I'm part of the children.
No, man, we're not together. No
I'm the mother of your children. So if it's a lifestyle that you have created for me,
you're gonna now have to get a job, because I am giving $30,000 per month, what we agreed on. The house, the cars, and everything else. That's not even in the agreement. I'm just throwing that in because it makes sense not to take that away from you. But you gotta tell me, how can you justify? Like, I'm giving you almost $500,000 a year. How can you justify coming after my income more because we're not together?
What did he do?
It wasn't. It's they say it's a cheese that they mutually agreed to
something for you want 80,000.
First of all, let's be honest. Had that been a situation, they would have led with that.
Well, it could have been also the degree. You're right, because you could have agreed not to say anything and whatnot. But it's like, okay, since I can't tell, I'm going to get you in your pocket.
But it's a repetitive thing, though. If you look at a lot of these celebrity divorces, and I'm not saying that within reason, it could be the other way around. I'm not going to ask you for something that's outside of reason if we're not together.
Well, no, I was asked out of my divorce for alimony.
But guess what? He went the chump route.
Right, because there was a lifestyle that was created for him, and he thought that. But what I'm saying is,
but she was taking care of him.
Right. So if there's a lifestyle, and if I'm taking care, or if he was taking care of me, there's a lifestyle.
Just a man in me, but I will take care of my kids, but I can't take from you. And I don't expect you to take.
Yes, Samuel L. Jackson and Tanya, I love them because they talk about the power relationships. Because if you follow Samuel L. Jackson's story, he was a drug addict.
That's strong.
He was a drug addict, and he's been with Latanya them for how long? They've been married now for
over
Denzel them, all of them together. And and Denzel made a good speech last week or so. I don't know when it was, but he said Paulette saved his life basically because she believed in him. So the power of the he was Jeff. The power of relationships can be very, very, we always talk about, oh, that's a power couple, whatnot. It has to be, and it is very, very essential and crucial. And I just believe in the power of love because, again, your relationship is based off of true love. And we don't know what love is anymore, in a sense.
I'll go deeper than that. Darryl Strawberry, the baseball player, him and his wife are still together.
Okay.
He has had an ongoing drug addiction for over 30 years.
Yeah. And and again, I know some people are like, "Oh, that couldn't be me," and you're right. That couldn't be you. It couldn't be me. It couldn't. But that's why God connects
certain people.
Right, because again, your walk, your marriage walk, your partnership walk is going to be different from everybody else. It's not going to look the same. So what you can tolerate, the other person can't tolerate, and that is what I think a lot of people don't understand.
You don't know what the toleration thing. I say to a certain degree that's a cop out on certain occasions because some people say they can't tolerate something that they've never experienced in the first place, and they're just going off of what they see and what they think, not of experience. Because like the vial situation, it's something I talk about a lot. Like the sickness through health thing, and with me going through what I've gone through. I look at Eric Thomas and his wife. His wife has multiple sclerosis.
Yeah, that's one of my mentors.
And my thing is, he'll tell you that she brought me up.
Yeah.
She built me up. And in return, when she got diagnosed, I did the same thing. And so people want to go down this aisle and say I do, but then as soon as it gets hard, and I'm not talking about somebody cheating or somebody beating the crap out of somebody, anything like that. That's something totally different. Yeah. But what I mean is that, oh dang, baby, hey, as a man, I just lost my job. Yeah. And it's not because I lost my job because I wasn't doing my job. Right. The company just went out. Right. Oh, I can't be with you no more. I gotta go find somebody else. Yeah. This is a bunch of bull crap, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, and social. I hate to keep saying social media, but social media has created this perfect picture of the relationships now, and people have. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, people have created this picture perfect. Painted this picture of what relationships should look like, but they don't talk about in depth what you're gonna go through because the weddings and all that are fine.
But they don't talk about like people laugh and they always people say you and your husband have a really good, but they don't know the hell you went through to get right. Yeah, they don't know that fire. Let me be honest with everybody, you're gonna have to walk through it. Yeah,
I remember somebody was like, "Oh, I want a relationship like you and Chef," and I immediately I told her, I said, "No, you don't." And she started laughing. She said, "What?" I said, "No, you don't want what we have." I said, "Because this is what it entails." And so when I started going down just a list of 3 things, her mouth was like, "Oh." I said, "Yeah." I said, "This is what people say." I said, "I get what you're saying." I said, "But our relationship has been tested, and that's what most relationships are. They're tested, and they bring you close together through an sense. But when people say, 'Oh, I want to be married just like y'all,' I get what they're saying. Right? It is work. It is work. And that is the power in a relationship. You got to put in the work. You can't just be like, oh, like you said, oh, okay, you lost your job. Well, what are you going to do? That conversation can't be. It's like, okay, what are we going to do?
I mean, let's just be more honest than that. Let's just talk about the first couple of months getting together, how you have to sit there and deal with the other person's selfishness while they learn how to be in this relationship. Yeah. Because let's talk about the foundation part. That's the work that most people don't even want to talk about. Right. How you not gonna get along. Right. Because you are 2 different people coming together.
So hold that thought. When we come back, Hold that thought. When we come back, we're going to talk about that foundational piece of a relationship. Everybody wants to get in a relationship. I know it's black love, and you know everybody's feeling love, and relationships are so good, y'all. I want people to understand relationships are so good. I love being married. I love being married. But when we come back, we're going to talk about the foundational side, the foundation that you have to build, and so forth. So listen, stay connected to 101 TKO Radio and the mailroom. We'll be right back live in a minute. Let me the other little rapper, not Lil Baby, but the other one with the tattoos all over his face. He got the gold. I can't even think of his name.
21 Savage?
No, not him. But I thought it was him. And when I saw who, I gotta show them. I think it may be, but I thought it was him that was singing. And I saw little Uzi Vert. I'm like, all these littles. I don't know who. Yeah, he's a short little guy. So
you say he's a short little guy. You ain't a short little guy on me.
And I was like, oh, that's him. But I love that little song. Like I like that little song. It's a little hype, you know. So Tank, get ready. Gonna get ready. Get your shoulders ready. What you say? Little guy. I mean, you know, I was like, oh, that's him. Okay. So he was on.
You did that, bless your heart.
I bless your heart. But you made a banger, though. You made a banger. So listen, we got running back with Run. What you got for us?
Oh man, first I have to say that I got a jingle coming in a little bit. So
you got a what?
A jingle.
Oh, okay. All right. Jingle.
We're talking about the power in relationships and what we don't have in the Black community when it comes to power in relationships is power. And you can find a lot of this on TikTok. If you are on TikTok, watching these crazy passport bros express how the women over here in America are not traditional wives. Mm-hmm. And they're shooting shots at Black women more than anything. Because I just did a live on Facebook because of this, and I researched to get a better idea of what a traditional wife was. Which they changed the name. I don't even know if anybody knows that. It's not a traditional wife anymore. It is a trade wife.
Mm-hmm. Trade wife.
Yes, it is a trade wife. Yes, it's called trade wife, and it actually is a different definition. You have white women saying that they do matter and that they should be able to vote, and they're not just going to sit at home and do X, Y, Z. But we have these crazy Black dudes running overseas and thinking that I need to go get a un-Black woman to make a trade wife. And which you're still going to have Black kids regardless. I don't think they understand that message. But I came across this crazy thing. And you guys know what a liberated feminist is, right?
Who? What'd you say?
A liberated feminist.
Okay, keep explain to us what it is.
All right. So a feminist is pretty much the opposite of a traditional woman. Mm-hmm. I did not know myself exactly what in tune with a feminist. Mm-hmm. And it is hold on. I'll type it up. Feminist meaning I'm an advocate of women's rights on the basis of the equality of the sexes, a person who supports feminism. Mm-hmm. And that's what trade wife is supposed to be, the transitioning from not being an actual traditional wife. But I came across this post that was very disturbing. The liberated feminists, look, both of them were white, trade wife and the feminist is white, but the liberated feminist, she looks like what people probably would consider like trailer trash. Not to be hard, but that's how they got the picture looking. Mm-hmm. But one, I'm not going to say everything, but they say this is a liberated feminist. A liberated feminist wears clothing that barely fits her, is only attracted to Black men, aborts her Black baby. She sleeps around to improve her self-esteem, but only makes her feel worse. And that's not half of the negative things that they say about a liberated feminist, which I think is racist and crap. But then you go on this other side where you have this white woman with long straight hair and little long dress that comes down to her knees, holding a baby, and it states that a traditional woman has natural hair with highlights from the sun, natural skin from her outdoor think these passport bros understand what they're doing. They're just jumping on a fad that was created by the European lifestyle. And there are a lot of black women trying to fit in this traditional role, which was not made for them at all.
So you're saying that the passport brothers are going over looking for these type of women, the ones that you just described.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And a lot of these women that they're going over and getting, they're not even traditional wives. They really just catfishing them too. Because they just trying to get, for me, like this past video that I saw, the woman was not interested. I really felt like if it was a true thing, she's trying to get her a green card or whatever it's called to get over here. And whenever she can get out of the situation, she get out of it. But it's.
But is anything wrong with that if that's their agreement?
No, but that's not how they're pushing the narrative. They're pushing the narrative as in there's something wrong with black women.
Gotcha. Okay.
And black women need to get on board with being a slave, pretty much, because the stuff that they're asking for. If I have someone on TikTok that's come after me and say, black women are not. Black women are a liability, and that they need to be more cooperative with black men, more submissive, and they need to treat their black men like kings. And I just think there's a bunch of BS.
Yeah, I think those are the dudes who want women to be stupid. If you're stupid and blind, I can do whatever I want. But who wants to be stupid and blind? Because that I mean, literally, you're telling a woman you're going to what's considered to be, let's be honest, some third world countries. You're getting women who quote unquote, you're saying that they're embracing traditionalism or not. They know that you're a means to a financial end. Don't think that these women don't understand that you're an American. You're lost and looking for something, and you're willing to pay for that lost, looking for something point of view that you're about to express. Right. And that's what they're doing. Don't think that they're going over there for free.
Yeah.
There's monies involved.
Right.
Social media has hit all corners of the earth.
Right.
So they know that social media has given them the game plan, and if you look at their videos, they're hello, you want me?
Right. Yeah.
They being fooled. They the one being their walking passport for these women. The passport themselves over here. To the United States.
I was always told that men think that they're so smart, especially when they come to women, and you're not. You think you're getting something when you're in there getting something. You don't know you just set yourself up. The most dangerous weapon on earth. Is walking around with a woman, and believe me, it's weaponized.
Right.
It has destroyed countries.
Right. Well, listen, I just learned of the passport bros through DJ Johnny Prince. So
they got money though.
Yeah.
But you gotta have a little paper.
Right.
To bounce around the country. Hey, girl, how you doing?
Wow. I need to see this picture of these traditional women and whatnot. But listen, so thank you, Run It Back. We're gonna finish talking about this after we come back from this song break. We're gonna continue to talk about the power of relationships. And do y'all black men see us? Like, y'all want these traditional women? I mean, listen, if y'all want, I don't know. Shoot,
I need you cooking and cleaning.
I mean, hey,
baking your own goods.
I don't know.
I need my wife to hold me accountable and speak up.
Right. So
is the wings natural? Did you cut them yourself, or you went outside the house?
So listen, stay connected to 101 TKO Radio and the Mail Room. We'll be right back. We'll continue to talk about black love, power, and relationships. Live on 101 TKO Radio and the Mail Room. Be right back. I know I want the song back now. Huh? video in the mailroom. That is our very own Stiletto Bosses group, Cougar Ghosted. They are performing at the Super Bowl activity. So congratulations to them. One-on-one TKO's very own Stiletto Bosses, but the group is Cougar, right? Yeah, so they are performing that song live this weekend. So congratulations to them. That's a big honor for anyone who's an artist and gets that opportunity. Congratulations. So decided to showcase their song live on the mailroom. And I'm still getting used to the term ghosted. So, but
you asked if we had a handshake?
Yeah, you and Lisa have a handshake?
Yeah, but you can't see the public. So.
Y'all just nasty. Me and Chuck got our handshake. Y'all just nasty.
We don't have a handshake, but like, so it's like if you take a look at the pictures in our house, I was just like, yeah, 9 times out of 10, my husband's grabbing my ass in the background. I'm like, okay.
You can't see the public.
You say, can't see y'all's in the public. You can see ours in the public. We got our little handshake. So it is really cool. Yeah, we established that during while we were dating and so forth. So after we got married and since.
You know, you said dating, and Tank said something about foundation. You know why a lot of relationships don't have foundations because they're not dating in the first beginning.
Yeah.
That's what creates foundation. When you sit and you're actually seriously trying to put up boundaries, understand each other, your do's and your don'ts, your likes and dislikes. That's setting the foundation, and know what everybody is skipping that part and building a house and then trying to figure out why I feel.
Yeah. And I know we talk a lot about dating, and it's different now. You know, I only been out of the dating game for 7 years. We've been married 7. We're going on 6 years this year, so 7 years been out. So I'm not far removed from it, but I know when I was dating, it was difficult. Like, it is challenging. And I can imagine, even as a guy dating, it's, challenging because, again, I think everybody's looking for the same thing. You want to be loved and so forth. But the courting stage, I think we forgot about the courting stage and laying that foundation, like you said. Because once you get to that courting stage and you know that that's the person that you want to be with, now it's time to say, okay, let's put some things in action in place and so forth. But until y'all get married, then
you don't know nothing.
And you have to have these conversations. You have to talk, and you have to really have some uncomfortable conversations.
But nobody wants to go there.
And nobody does. Like I tell people in a heartbeat when we met. That's why I don't know who posted. I'm not sure if it was you, Lauren, or somebody else. They were like something about if a guy takes you out on a date, expensive date or whatever. No, it was Max. He was talking about what was your idea on his show. He was talking about what is ideal date, and I chimed in. I was like, well, me and Chef, we met at Chipotle, and it was a meet and greet for us. So it wasn't. I didn't expect him to take me to a fancy restaurant. I didn't want that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I really wanted to be able to talk and get the real deal versus behind an expensive meal. Now, I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm not saying that's wrong.
That's not again, I can just say dating. It's changed so much society. The internet, which is pretty much society, has just established that if you're not taking her out on an expensive date the first time, what you're basically telling her is that you don't have no money, you can't support her, and that's a bunch of crap. I did that with Lisa, where when I took her to a Vietnamese noodle restaurant, which was inexpensive, not because I didn't have money, but because I wanted to sit and just indulge in figuring out who she is.
Right.
And it was just as friends, though. We were dating then. I just took her out on a date because I wanted to know exactly who she was. And people run from the past oh, I love you. Oh, I'm so in love with you. But if you're in love with me, I should be able to expound on who I am and what I went through. But you have some people that I don't know about your past. Your past ain't got nothing to do with me. Yes, it is, because if what, like in my instance, throw myself up under the bus. Me almost killing my kid's mom because she jumped on me. You need to know that because there was a trigger that she did that got me to that point, which I think was outlandish. Even though I've healed and I've grown, but still, don't play with me about my kids.
Yeah.
And I was just talking to my daughter about that. Is don't run from talking about your past.
Yeah.
Because your past is what got you to the person that everybody feels that they like and love. And so if you like me, you should want to hear about my past.
Yeah. And it's very crucial that you lay that, as we were saying, those who are just chiming in or whatnot, we're talking about Black love and we're talking about the power of relationships. And this is an ongoing conversation, especially because of the mailroom. The purpose of the mailroom is to bridge that gap between Black men and Black women, because we're finding ourselves hating each other. I see more hatred in our community. However, I know there is power in love and the power of relationships. And I know there's more love than the hate. And when you're building these relationships with each other, we have to understand that your relationships are going to go through hell and high water. That's the beauty of building and growing. And the chef said something earlier. He was like, it's good to be friends with the person in the beginning, and you build that friendship. You have to build that friendship, and that is that purpose of dating and courting, to build that friendship, because your friendship is going to last. You're going to last with that friendship, and when you're friends. Now, I know I got a lot of slack when people get married. I'm pretty sure that was people say, I married my best friend. Well, for me, believe it or not, I didn't marry my best friend. I married my friend. Chef was not my best friend when I married, because again, we had not gone through what me and my best friends had gone through. And so, and I get the message. I get it. It's like you become one. But to be honest, this is my second time being married, his as well. And our marriage in the beginning has been tested with the death of my mom, sicknesses, the ill job losses, and all that. So I remember when my mom died, I looked at Chef and I said, listen, because it was 3 weeks after we got married, literally 3 weeks. So I looked at him and I said, you can leave if you want to, because I don't know how to be a wife right now. And I was very serious, because I was like, this is a lot. So trying to be a wife and now mourning the death of my mother, my life is now changed. So I don't know how I'm going to be a wife. So what you look at me? Yeah, I told Chef that he can leave. I was like, because I don't know how to be a wife. And he was like, oh, okay. He was like, okay. I said, no, I'm very serious. I said, if you want to move, if you want to leave now, it's fine. If you want to, have our marriage annulled or whatnot, you can do that. Because for me, because I didn't want to bring anybody, because I knew that the journey was going to be a hellish journey. I just lost my mother, and that was big. Like, so for me, I was dealing with celebrating and now mourning. I was in between, and nobody could understand that. So for him so I had to make a decision, and I gave him that chance, and he was like, of course he stayed. But if he had chosen to leave, I wouldn't have been mad. I really wouldn't have been, because I didn't want to put him or anybody through that journey, because that is a journey. But again, it goes back to that power of love and power of relationships, because you're going to go through, and this is what society, or I'm not going to say even all of society, when we say, oh, you know what, your grandparents, your grandmother went through all this stuff and she stuck with your granddaddy, or vice versa, whatnot. And it's like they made choices to honor their vows, and those choices meant They really looked at love, for better, for worse, sickness and health, rich or poor. You gotta mean those words. When you're sitting up there taking that vow before God, you gotta really understand the depths of those vows. And we don't do that. We don't research all that.
Some of them did. I can certainly say that
I know I did.
I have to differ with some of those long year relationships. Because some of those long year relationships produce some very traumatized kids and traumatized grandkids, because some of them grandparents are divorced instead of staying together. I love using myself as an example. Me and my parents, well, just me and my mom talk about how my dad and my mom should have separated a long time ago, but they're in a situation now that they have to depend on each other, but they're like roommates. Man, they've been roommates for a minute, and that's a decision that I had to do with my ex-wife once I started realizing that this is not a marriage anymore. It's just an agreement, and I want to be married, and I don't want to do this, and I had to stop feeling bad about divorce, because I don't want to divorce my wife, but God did not say that your marriage should be hell. It is work, but it is not hell.
Right.
And if someone is mistreating you, and you're staying to be mistreated, I couldn't blame my ex-wife for the mistreatment that I allowed her to do.
He definitely he doesn't want you to go through any abuse and so forth. He never said that you had to stay. But you know, I do know women who have stayed and they've gone through the healing stage with their mate. And again, that's a journey that I know that I couldn't do. You see what I'm saying? So it wasn't for my ministry to go through that. But I do know there have been relationships that have been healed from abusive relationships and so forth. So again, that wasn't me. There are some for that man and that woman, drugs, drug addiction, that's still a form of abuse. So you look at Daryl Strawberry and you look at Samuel L. Jackson, their mates, they were put together to endure and show the power of love. And that's what I want. That's why I hope, I want people to understand that each person's tolerance is going to be different. Exactly. The journey is going to be different. What you and Lisa go through, me and Chef won't be able to go through. What Tank and Toya go through, Chef and I or Lisa and LaRon won't be able to go through, because it's not designed for us. Each journey is designed for that couple to take you higher in your power, because there is power in relationships. There is power in love. And you have to look at and that journey is for you and your mate. It's not for you in social media. It's not for your mate in social media. It's not for society. It's for you, because each marriage, I look at my aunt who just passed, her and the rest of her soul, her and Uncle Al were married, and I still say they're married, for 45 years. And my aunt went through cancer and, twice and so forth. Even with my mom and dad, both of them had cancer. They would have been married they would have been married 48 years if they were still together, still alive. But I look at their marriage, they both went through cancer, and I saw them both take care of each other. You see what I'm saying? So again, somebody might be like, "Ooh, child, I don't know how she did it." I even looked at it, I was like, I don't know how my mom did it. I don't know how my dad did it, but it was the love. You see what I'm saying? Like the power of love. And that's what we need to, we need to understand that. And we don't know that. We don't know the power of love in our relationships.
We're running off a recipe again that wasn't created for love. And I go back to the running back thing where I did find that post that dude was commenting on. This is what he needs to have a great relationship. Feminine, fit, friendly, cooperative, submissive woman in order to have a powerful relationship with a black woman, and that's not a black woman.
Right, but listen at the words. Listen at what he chose to put in there. Permissive, permission to do what?
Yes.
To do whatever you want to do.
That's
That's not a relationship.
Who said this?
No, it is not.
Who said this?
The Passport Bro.
Oh, the Passport Bro.
Black man. Mm-hmm. No, he wasn't even a Passport Bro.
Oh, he just saying that he
was commenting on a post that I did.
Oh, okay.
Calling out the Passport Bros, and he was saying that basically his overall comment was, black women in general is more than a liability than an asset to a black man in a long-term relationship, and said enough said.
He doesn't realize what it's like to have a real backbone, because sometimes when men make comments like that, they're speaking out of what they're lacking in their lives and relationships, what they want, and some of those things just don't make sense. You can't ask for unreasonable things from somebody who's reasonable. Like, I mean, let's be honest. A lot of men out there want to have their cake and eat it too. We don't just want a slice of the pie. We want to be able to go back and get a piece anytime we want to. That's not a real relationship. Yeah. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Hold that thought. When we come back after the song break, we're gonna continue to talk about that, and I want to know what's lacking. What is he lacking? If this black man is saying this about black women, what is it that he's lacking? So listen, stay tuned to 101tkoradio.com and the mailroom. We'll be right back.
With some of these
on one TKO radio. That was Will and Jada Smith. 1,000 Kisses. This is an oldie but goodie, and he's from Philly, so I'm trying to dedicate Super Bowl weekend to some Philly artists and whatnot. But Will Smith is one of my favorite artists. But that was a song, and we're talking about the power of love, Black love. And Erica, she gave me some. She was chiming in on Instagram with some Black couples that they've endured a lot over the years. LL Cool J and Simone Smith, 27 years. The Jackson, Samuel L. Jackson, 40 years, and so forth. And and we're the couples, Black love. We get fascinated with the monetary side of power, and we forget. No, a couple who's gone through a lot, who's endured a lot, that's a powerful couple. That's a power couple.
That is powerful. That is powerful.
That is power. And we look at the aesthetics of a couple. We're looking at the finances. We're looking at the outer. But and that, if that's your power couple, that's fine. But for me, the definition of a power couple is a couple that has gone through, that has said, "Hey, we are still together." I know couples who have lost children. You know what I'm saying? And they are still rocking with each other. You can't tell me they didn't go through,
especially for a woman.
Yeah, it's so hard. I know firsthand three couples that have lost children. And their marriage has been tested. That is a test. I know couples who've gone through financial hardships. Medical hardship. That's a hard one right there.
That's a game changer.
That's a game changer.
That test.
The medical, and again, we always look at, I couldn't tolerate somebody cheating or whatever. That's not the only thing that would test your marriage. Trust and believe me, that is not the only thing that would test your marriage, people. There are so many other elements out there that will, and that's the reason why a lot of people are like, well, I can't get married. And that's fine, because I want you to be honest with yourself. And again, I'm an advocate of marriage. I love relationships. I love marriage, and I am so thankful. But you also have to be in the mindset when you walk down that aisle and you take those vows, you have to be prepared, because life will come at you.
It's not. It's gonna come.
And you like, whoa.
And it seems like it comes for you hard once you put the ring on.
Do you think people before they get married, they really go down that list and just read their vows?
No.
Not me.
Yeah, some of us do, but yeah.
I still don't think people understand the magnitude of you telling someone that you're taking them in your arms to protect them regardless.
Yeah.
It's pretty much what you're saying.
Yeah. I think people do read them, but what you do is you read them and you create the problem that you think it's gonna look like. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, for example, you see what I'm saying? Like, so in the very beginning, I admit when I shared this in my book, the sickness and health, right? Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, okay, I could do that. I saw my mom, help my dad, and my dad helped my mom with her sickness and health, right? Now, I kid you not, the first time that my ex-husband got sick and he vomited and it was coming out of both ends or whatever, I did not clean up. I was like, oh, no, this I went downstairs and I was like, you got to clean up your stuff. So you laid there in your mess. I was not. That was my first time ever. Because see, before I in my mind, I was like, oh, I can do that. I can clean up after somebody. I can take care of them. But when it actually happened, I'll be the first one to tell you, I went downstairs. I threw some towels up there in the Mr. Clean, and you laid up there on that floor. I sprayed the house down. I wasn't cleaning up all it because I'm like, oh my gosh, is this what it is? Like, I don't laugh, cause I can laugh now, especially now I know who he is. I'm like, shoot, you know.
You probably hoping he died.
I was like,
maybe that was a sign that he was foolish.
Yeah, it was full of it. But you know, I really in my mind because I wanted to get married, right? And I was just like, oh, I can do these things. I can, you know, if he loses his job, he lost his job. Guess what? But I had the money to continue it. But it was of a different, you know, it was like different because he was really not trying to do anything. But when he got sick, yeah, he laid there in his boo. I'm sorry. What you want me to do? It was messed up. When you look back at it,
I let you know that was love.
That wasn't love. Because I was like, oh, you are. I'm like, there's the toilet. How did you miss the toilet? I was fussing. Like, how the hell you missed the toilet? And he tried to, I told you to bring me I think he was, bring me a trash can. Negro, you a grown man. How did you miss the toilet? Now clean up I just got my hardwood floors, so clean up the floors. And he did, and I did not. I was not. Like I said, I threw the paper towel up there and I gave you, put your I did run some hot water. I boiled some hot water in the bucket.
Some hot water in the bucket.
You gonna clean all your.
He started cheating.
Yeah, it was before. That's what I'm saying. It was in the beginning of marriage, right? I think we had been married about a year. And when he got sick, I was like,
no, you didn't. This ain't in the warranty.
Right.
You look at him like you're an old car.
Right.
Wait a minute, hold up.
I was like,
maintenance ain't scheduled yet.
Right. I was like, what? You got a virus or something? Like,
you got a flat tire right now? Let me call. Let me call roadside.
Why are you so much up and boo-booing? Like, what is that all about?
You know, roadside assistants don't come into marriage. You can't call AAA. Come pick my 70-something mile loving.
I was like, that is nasty. And I did. I went downstairs. Like, I was like,
that's wrong. You know
that. It was like a day or two.
Now, look at the roles in reverse.
And that's what I'm saying. I made sure that I did not get sick.
That's selfish.
Oh, wow.
I did.
You already knew.
I already know. Because I knew where the toilet was, first of all. And I knew if I felt myself throwing up or boo-booing, when there go a tub in the toilet. Okay, it's not going to be all over the floor.
Thank you, Lord Jesus.
And then his mama, you know, I guess, again, that was not what I was expecting. So if that had happened, I could probably tell you I probably would have been out. Because again, and this is the part people are not honest with themselves about. Now, I did have a friend who said that she had to divorce because her husband did get sick and she didn't know how to she didn't know how to tend to it. Now, people would look at that and be like, oh, that's selfish, that's wrong. But honestly, it wasn't. She was being honest with herself because she didn't know how to handle that. That's a lot. That's a responsibility, right?
Is, though, this is the sad part about it. When the shoe's on the other foot, you expect the person to take care of you.
Right, but you don't get that lesson. You see what I'm saying? So for me, I didn't get that lesson, and I know why I didn't. Because again, my idea of marriage was, guess what? It's gonna be happy forever, and we're gonna be good. You know, the little problems I can handle. Like he lost his job. Okay, I got some money. I can handle that, right? But the sickness thing.
See, that's why I did not. That's why I was single for a long time.
Right, and
women like you.
I know.
Like
but my intentions were good.
I learned it from watching you.
My intentions were good.
But that's the thing. A lot of men out there don't know that they're in, and a lot of women don't know that they're in one-sided relationships. They don't find out until they
Well, I don't even know if it's one-sided. It is again. I mean, it can be one-sided, but again, when we're looking at these vows, because think about it, when you're dating. How many of us went through trials and tribulations when you were really dating and you stayed with each other?
You went through dating.
You see what I'm saying?
You went through dating.
Right.
They tell you that you're going around if you're staying together before you get married. So I'm not against dating to say that you're married, I'm against the having sex before you have that covenant agreement with each other, regardless if you're going and getting married legally wise. But dating and staying together, I don't think that's a part. Usually you got to be roommates and you're not staying in the same room, so to kind of cut some of that friction down. But I don't think that's not a bad trial to go through, or spending the night at someone's house to see exactly how this person lives.
It doesn't.
Or
it doesn't.
Even when you get married, you gotta think that both of y'all look different.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like when you were dating, when you knew that it was you and Lisa, and you knew it was you and Toya, the beginning stages, y'all were la la land, right, or whatever. So, but when it got serious, did you really go through any trials?
It did not get serious until, and I tell anybody this, in the dating phase, it's all BS. It don't get real until you get married.
Right. So hold that thought. When we come back after this break, we're going to talk about, did you really go through anything while you were dating? Because that would be the catalyst for your marriage. So stay tuned stay connected to 101 TKO Radio and the mail room as we talk about the power of love, Black love, and the power of relationships, live right here on 101TKORadio.com. We'll be right back.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Y'all like that house music? That's DJ Jazzy Jeff, another Philly great. Listen, we are back live in the studio, 101 TKO Radio in the mail room on this Super Bowl weekend. Thank y'all so much for joining and tuning in and so forth. We're talking about the power of love, Black love, relationships and so forth. And, we're having a great discussion. And so we were ending it before we went to commercial break. What were you saying, Tony?
Basically,
I hate to say it like that. What were you saying?
Just like nobody really talks about the work that you have to put in a relationship, and the real work, to be honest, does not start until you say I do. Yeah. See, before you say I do, guess what I could do? I could go home. Mm-hmm, before you say I do, guess what I could do? I could go ahead and bail off. Yeah. But once you make I knew what vows meant, and I told myself I would not get married until I was really 100% serious, because I'm not gonna play with something that can end me up in hell. Yeah, yeah. That was just my thing about it. Learning being who I am and learning what I learned. Mm-hmm. I wasn't gonna do that, and being raised by my grandmother and my mom and the women in my family, they're like, hey, you don't want to make that mistake, because that's your wife is your wife. Yeah, your wife of your youth is your wife of your youth. There's nothing you can do about that. Making the wrong decision, don't just jump into it. Know what you're doing. Know the person that you're dealing with, because that person is going to be. That's your wife for life. Yeah. And so I was determined not to be one of those people that just got married just for the fun of it. Yeah. No, I wasn't doing it. Yeah. I just felt like I deserved more out of it, so I stayed single in my 20s, just because of the fact that I just didn't want to settle. Yeah. Because I knew that once you say you do, you do. But there's so many factors of it. Like, I know people judge a lot of stuff, but like there's so many things that go into a relationship that you want to make sure are there. And the most important part, I hadn't met the person that had that energy. And people always talk about how, how could you do this? Like, a lot of people tripped out when me and Tori got together, because she's almost 7 years younger. So yeah, people are like, well, how can you choose this little young? I said, it's not about the age, how she looked, none of that stuff. It's about the energy that she brings. Yeah, yeah. Like when you come in, and this is with most men, and how, and it happens for most. Yeah, you're dating, but when you meet the one with that energy that you can't get off you, and that you don't want it off you, that excites you every time you see them. Yeah. No matter what they have on, what they doing, like you just excited just to see that person, that energy they bring to you. I still feel the same way about her that I did over 20 years ago at basketball. That's sweet. That's a love story. And I do not want to lose that. Yeah. So that's why I do a lot of the things that I do, but it came with work. I had to get past, and I could only speak for me, I had to get past my selfishness. Yeah. Wanting to be the man, wanting to be the decision maker, all the things that ruin a relationship. Yeah. You cannot be chief, king, resident, all that stuff at once. You have to play your role. Yeah, yeah. It's a team. You have to be a team. Yeah. And if you are doing all the driving and she don't get the drive, guess what? It's not a balanced team. There's no, and I don't know about y'all, but being married, there is no 50-50. None. There's no 50-50. None. Because there are going to be some times where your mate is not going to be able to give their 50-50. Not even 100. You got to give it all. You got to give it the whole 100. You have to be willing to. There are going to be some seasons in your marriage where there's going to be a 70-30, a 20-80. Well, can y'all believe I'm doing some math? Then I said, did that equal up to 100? I'm growing. Did that add up to 100? What else add up to 100? 60-40, right? Hey, listen, it's going to be some 99. Get some 99 ones. Right. And this is the part that people are they don't understand. The whole, well, a marriage is going to be 50-50. It's not going to be 50-50, and of course I know that came from whoever long time ago or whatever. But a marriage is not going to be 50-50, because there is going to be a season in your marriage where your mate may not be able physically to give 50-50, or mentally, I know for a fact, our first years, I was not giving my 50-50.
because I was struggling with grief, right? So Chef had to carry, and he was still learning and so forth. So if I wasn't giving my 50-50, right? I know, Lorraine, there had to be moments where dealing with your MS, you couldn't give your 50-50. I don't know, you know what I'm saying?
Like that.
Yeah, so
not to interrupt, and back before we went to the commercial, not commercial, but the music break, you asked, have we been tested? At the very beginning, when we said that, hey, this is a relationship now, and we crossed that friendship line,
yeah,
we were tested. And on my end, where I've always wanted a family, kid, wife, I wanted that family that I didn't have. And I had 5 kids, and it seemed like I kept messing up. I lose one contact from one child, due to my not being knowledgeable of the system as being a dad, or a their mom keeping me from my kids and still not being knowledgeable, and that hurt. And that almost put us in a situation where we had to say, okay, this is not going to work.
Yeah.
And it hadn't even started yet. And I had to sit down. Both of us really had to sit down because we were telling our friends, well, we're not going to do it.
Yeah.
So this is a bunch of crap. Why do we have to allow this situation to define who we are, who we can be? And we got past that. That made us stronger. That actually prepared us for when she got her divorce, finally. Her divorce was a hard situation because he tried to take her kids from her. And how he did it is beyond me, and I don't understand how men can have such an ego the way that they have in situations like this and go after someone that practically has done everything for you. And I'm the type of person, when you tell me a story, I know there's your side, his side, and the middle part. Yeah. So I take it in, but then I also sit back and I look at how the other person walks.
Yeah.
His actions. And when you meet this person and you see how this person walks, you have to look back and understand that, dude, you're not in it for your kids.
Yeah.
And that's the sad part. And so, yeah, we were tested at the very beginning of our relationship before we even got married. And I go and I piggyback off of Tank. Every time I get up in the morning, I'm happy to see her.
Yeah.
She leaves, she come back in, I'm happy to see her. I'm like that dog that's sitting out the window with his little tail wagging, and that's every time, and it's no matter what. And we always get this thing where y'all don't get tired of being around each other. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
So listen, we gotta take. Is it time for another? Yeah, it's time for another break.
Time flies, we
It
talking about
does.
love.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But listen, when we come back, we're gonna come back with Tank's Turf, and we're gonna continue to talk about the power of love. And I like the fact that Chef, do you get happy when you see me leave? Do you? I just want to know. Do you happy? I know you be dancing when I leave. I'm just asking. But you know what? Hey, burn. No, let me stop. Okay.
Put the iron down, God. Jesus.
Yeah, I know. I told you I've been working on not being hard. But listen, stay connected. Stay tuned. I can't stand y'all. To 101 TKO Radio in the mail room. We'll be right back. I'm gonna put y'all on mute. I got And we are back live on 101 TKO Radio. Listen, that's another Philly hit. Great Boys to Men. And so keep tune in, lock in right now to 101TKORadio.com and the mail room. Is that me? No, that's not me. Is that me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
There was an echo in the ring.
Yeah, right. Should be good now.
So I don't know what it was. We are live. Well, I got my radio. Wait a minute. No, we've been doing good. Right. I don't know where the echo is coming from because we've been good. You hear it? Y'all still hear it? Well, we're live on 101 TKO Radio in the mail room. Y'all, thank y'all so much for joining us. You still hear the echo?
Yeah, but somebody got the.
Yeah, let me.
I should have one got the.
No, he's on.
Nah, no, but he don't have nothing playing on his end.
You don't have anything playing on your end, right? No, unmute yourself because I can't hear you. You're muted now. So now I can't hear you. So I can't hear LaRon. Okay, so when I turn up my computer, I can hear you.
Yeah.
But I hear the echo. But we haven't been echoing. It's been the same.
Yeah, some change.
No, I'm about to turn down my computer. Hold on. Okay, can you talk? So I don't hear. I see him talking, but I don't hear him this time. So, but we've been doing the same. We've been on the same thing. So anyway, y'all, we are live in the studio 101 TKO Radio. We just having a few little tech difficulties. It's the internet.
Small, minor things.
Just the minor things in life. So we're talking about the power of love and the relationships, Black love, and so forth. And before we left, well, we're going to jump into Tank's turf, and then we're going to continue the conversation. So, Tank, what you got for us?
Well, Tank's turf is pretty much looking at Black love and relationships and fatherhood and all the great positive things that we do. One thing we've been talking about is relationships, how in different cultures, different religions, how they value their women. In one of the posts that we looked at last week, that could have been misinterpreted. It was the one where Farrakhan was talking about how a man's not a man until he meets that woman.
Mm-hmm.
And she basically gives you tools to increase and help your manhood, like fatherhood and having a family and just being, those things come along with having a great woman at your side. So I do agree with a lot of those things. And I think that that's something that we should highlight and show our value in, because the power of that love between us and our relationships, it does a lot for us.
Right. So it's expound more on what was that clip about? Like, what was it about?
The clip, basically, a guy was just put a clip out and sent it over, just showing what they were talking about, how as a man in a religion, you're not a man until you meet that woman, because she makes you complete in your manhood as a man, as a father, responsibility, things like that. And I agree with it. I think it's something that's being lost right now, that we should get back to that home value, that home family unit. Because let's be honest, our communities are stronger with families than they are with individuals. The more families you have, the more responsible fathers you have walking around the neighborhood. It creates a special place to grow up in. I mean, but that's being lost. And the thing is, you look at other cultures, they're not divorcing their mates.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they by all means will stay together. The family will not be broken up. But they're doing it and they're preaching it to us specifically. And the best way to destroy a Black community is to take away the families. And I think that that's something that we should show. Hey, you know what? Dad's not at the grocery store buying bread or getting a pack of cigarettes. We're at home. We're not missing. We're not MIA. We're actually there. You're just choosing not to see us. And so we're going to show it to you whether you like it or not. I think that it's a great thing, and I think it's a great way to build our communities and show we're no different than any other culture. Mom, dad, still together in the household, raising the kids, having fun, enjoying life, learning lessons. And I think that that's something that Tank's Turf's going to really, really open up and show. We're going to invite black dads to come on in, not just black dads. We're going to take black out of just dads, period, because guess what? We are just dads. We're no different than any other culture. We just happen to be a couple shades darker, but our values are the same. Our cultures are the same. We do everything just like every other dad and family guy. And I think it's something that needs to be highlighted and shown that we're not the unicorn. Black dads should not be unicorns. We're everywhere. You just choose not to see us. So we're going to show it to you. But like I said, that clip was important because it does show that, you know, it's important as a man when you have your woman at your side, all the different responsibilities that come with it, and real men embrace that and walk forward.
Right, LaRon, do you have what you have to say about it? I can hear you. We just have this echo going on in the what you call it. So I can hear you, but what were you saying? Yeah. So was your
Right. To be honest with you, it's a situation where it's going to be a situation where Tank's Turf is going to show all that because people are choosing not to recognize it on purpose, and this is going to force you to. You're going to see, you know, doing father things, husband things, having discussions, not just the good times, the bad too. I'm going to show everything. I'm going to be, as my boss told me to be, transparent.
yeah.
And the thing is, somebody may learn something. Somebody may gain something from it.
Let's be honest, how many people during the day, how many men during the day get a message about the power of love, black love, and the elements